Ours is a crazy place in oh so many ways. Let's try to make some sense of it on Spiritfolk Saturdays.
Welcome to the weekly thrilling and tip-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays! Today we're here to talk about parts 13 and 14 of the Big War arc. I'm your host, Elfy, Spirit of I Was Right! Joining us this week are Kat.
Spirit of paranoia.
Stevie.
Spirit of sleep deprivation.
Willow.
Spirit of Ash lives!
And Dark.
Spirit of fun poison.
And robot fishing, apparently.
Apparently.
Robot fishing? What? Did I miss something?
He sounds like he's underwater.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we need to cover an extremely important topic, which is that I was right. After 6 months of speculating, I was right.
It's the most important topic.
It is the most important. I'm so proud of myself.
Not like the brutal ass fight scene or
No.
any of the info we actually got, just that you were right.
Or the fact that Ash is, like, alive and actually well for once.
Well, Zelveta is a freaking half spirit.
He's very stingy half spirit.
Like,
Very,
come
very
on.
freaky.
There's so many questions and answers we have now. Like Zelveta was raised by Jin for a time.
Why does his body do the weird thing?
'Cause
Yeah, like what the hell's up with that? Like, can he not control his energy or whatever? What?
I mean, it didn't start until, like, after Ash did the thing with the dead body, but still, like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
it could have relation that she ran her magic through him and that reacted weirdly somehow.
Maybe.
Possibly.
It's like a new medication. You just don't know how to feel about it.
Or, since Ash was using the mask at the time, technically it could be a reaction to Jin's magic somehow.
No, she wasn't using the mask though when she tried to stick the dead body to Zelveta. That was after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the question is, like, how long does the effect last? Because we saw with, like, yesterday's episode, she's still, like, seeing the vines and the flowers and everything. So is it a permanent thing, or is it going to wear off once she hasn't been touching the mask for, like, however long?
I think it's probably going to wear off.
Probably, but the vines are cool.
She might keep the mask though, which
Yeah.
would provide similar effects.
Then she won't have to hurt every time she does something.
Yeah, but every time she heals someone,
Arguable.
she's going to get mad at Jin.
Probably, yeah. You can just feel him smugging at you.
Yeah, Shay. Oh my God, what are your fucking descriptions? Shay, come on, please.
I think it's good usage because you know exactly what he means.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that they're bad descriptions, just what even?
Right.
Chauncey Flower pops up. You instantly hate it.
That's great.
Also, apparently wisps are friend-shaped.
Yeah.
I mean, Zelveta isn't, so I guess by default, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Zelveta's friend-shaped to Gregor.
Yes.
Only to Gregor, though.
And
Yeah.
Elfy.
And Elfy.
Oh. Yeah, it was great because I had, like, right before last week's episode, I made, like, a summary of all the things we knew about the half spirit and was like, all right, Zelveta is totally this half spirit, and then here's this list of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So current speculation to dwell from that is which spirit was his parent, probably father.
I like to think father, but that's mostly because, thick stuff.
There was when Jin like kind of or Jin/Jay slipped up and says he and then cut himself off and went and said a friend. So-
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I would guess if, like, Jim was looking after the half spirit, which pretty much almost perfectly confirmed to be Zelvetta, just not explicit, just very, very, very heavily implied.
Well, it was confirmed by Jay in an email, just not in the series yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like, considering that, I would think it'd have to be someone close to Jin, so I'm thinking father because it's one of the other clan.
He specifically called them a friend, and we know what his views are of friends and peers. So, there was likely a greater spirit, if not a clan leader. And he's almost certainly either older or younger than he looks. I'm going to say older.
Probably older.
A lot older.
Because his age was spoilers, so I'm going to say over 50.
Tiny Murder Ninja is actually an old man.
Well, because Jay would think that's hilarious because it's like it's irony. It's like, hey, I keep calling him a kid. He's older than me.
Yeah.
Which makes his friendship with Gregor even funnier to me because Gregor's like the baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I know, Gregor's such an adorable little cinnamon roll. I want to give him a hug.
I'm just still really amazed by the absolute brutality of that fight 2 episodes ago. Like,
yeah, that was really intense.
Like, not only does, in the middle of this, not only does Ash essentially perform like a skin graft, but she also tries to meld a body to Zelvetta.
And still gives me the creeps.
The lengths that Ash will go to.
I'm just, holy shit, Ash! What makes you think of this as the logical solution here?
And later she keeps trying to impale him into the ground or a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she
basically trying to immobilize him. His biggest strength is his speed.
And his biggest weaknesses are like numbers and time. Yeah. And numbers are just because it takes longer to fight more people.
Though that being said, he took down the other band pretty quick.
Yeah, but
that is true.
Yeah.
They at least got a few shots in.
As Fog said, they're making quota.
Oh my god.
There's 4 of them left alive.
And then freaking, I'm gonna fight Faust at Gen Con. It's decided. Like,
I'll hold your pig bat.
I wouldn't have had...
I can't decide if I want to sell tickets or join in just for the sake of a fun fight.
I will be contractually obligated to defend him.
I defend who?
defend Faust.
I wouldn't have had as much of a problem with treatment of the ninja were it not for the fact that they didn't even like interrogate him. They just threw him in a ditch.
He was unconscious.
Come on.
Like, Ash says she's not letting both of them out of her sight. Okay, so leave Iggy with Batman and take Zelvetta with you so you can keep an eye on him and ask him the questions that you said you wanted to ask him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Batman's refusing to take Iggy back to the village, so, like,
well,
Batman can't do healing probably, and Ash needs to make sure that Iggy doesn't, you know, end up taking a turn for the worse suddenly.
Why not just make Batman carry Iggy?
That too.
I don't think she'd listen. I mean, she maybe would listen to Thog, but even then, she still threw rocks in front of him when he tried to cross the little stream. She's just constantly menacing Ash. Constantly.
I love her aggressive passive aggression. It's so great.
She's so cute.
It's like, if you could
Her
be
messing
sassy
with
without
Ash's
having
sword
to use
was
words, that's
hilarious.
not Batman. What was that? Oh, right, the staff stuck all over Ash's sword. Then it's stuck to the Batmask band.
That's so cute.
Just her waving her arm up and down and then just having to get a stick to thwack at it.
Yeah.
I want to see that animated.
Just like thwack, 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 thwack.
Yeah.
She lodges it into another tree to try and dislodge it from her hand.
Yep. Yep.
How
And then-
much sap did that first tree have, though, if the sword is completely covered in it?
Probably a lot.
Yeah. I mean, probably spilled out a bit and got on other things, but
Yeah, but still, sap is like very slow moving. It takes like forever to cover something with it.
Yeah, you have no idea how long it takes to make maple syrup, because it just takes forever to get the sap out of the tree.
Yeah. And that's with a specially designed like tap that's made to get the sap out.
Exactly.
I just love that like they come up to the river and splash 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 splash, like she's just sitting there skipping rocks at them. Like, Batman, Batman, what is your deal? I love you. I want to know more about you.
oh, I am
What I
reminded. No, sorry, you go.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I was gonna say I asked Jay on Twitter because I was curious, and apparently, Jin and Kilo are like about the same age, so like they would be basically if they met, they'd be considered equals. So
I feel like if they'd met, Kilo would severely dislike Jin.
And yet, sorry, go ahead, Will.
well, it's just that's now a thing we know is that they're about like. Yeah, they're about the same age, so Jin is probably about 3,000 or so.
Spirit
Yeah.
preschool.
So old.
And yet, Kilo is worried. I mean, I know no one suggested that Jin leave Honorant, but he's very confident of himself. But Kilo's worried, like, if she would potentially leave the Shrouded Isle, she's worried of, like, ticking off another spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it really makes me wonder, okay, so can we take this to imply that, you know, there aren't that many reincarnation spirits around? So is Jin just, like, the only one ever, or what?
I think it could also be, though, like, Kilo's still, like, she hasn't regenerated in over 3,000 years because she's so busy watching over the Isles because, like, I guess they're just prone to getting in trouble or something.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean that she has reincarnated in the past, or just that hasn't yet? Because it's never really like specified.
I think that that one spirit though, like back when they first met her, how long have you been in this form? Like, kind of implying that maybe she had a previous one before that they knew her in.
Hmm.
That is
Maybe.
true.
Who knows how long spirits have been around for, really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, at least
Yeah.
3,000 years. At
At
least.
the very least.
And there was the supplement that I don't think we talked about yet that has to deal with spirits and age and
Ooh.
Ah, shoot, I forgot to read it.
Oh no.
how could
Poor
you?
Willow.
It's so good.
I'm sorry.
It's so good.
I'm sorry.
Every time, like, I thought I was bad about making sure to read the supplements, but every time you seem to forget it more than me.
I'm still stuck on the one about the imps. I don't know why. I just can't read lately.
It's okay.
Same, Willow.
It's okay. We understand. Anyways, no, but before we get into that, like, more stuff with the episodes, I'm so worried about Ash, because, like, she could just be really fucking exhausted, and that's why she sounds kind of, like, drained
Distant?
and tired and distant.
Hmm.
Or, you know, she could, since she was using a fuck ton of her powers to heal people, she could have just lost a big chunk of herself all at once.
I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that.
My guess is that Jin's mask is imbued with enough of his power that she's effectively like substituting what she would be losing with him. So
See,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
Sorry.
she's just tired. She wanted to make sure the bodies were arranged and stuff, so
hmm.
Yeah, I don't trust Jin. We don't know what his motives are exactly. We don't know, like, why he would, like, help Ash. I mean, he said that's because, oh, hey, you helped us out with the heart pillar thing. But at the same time, he's constantly smugging at everyone, so I don't fucking trust him.
I don't
This
even know
bastard.
anymore.
A friendly
He's too
reminder.
confusing.
Well, Jin doesn't lie. Like, it sounds stupid to say, at least when I say it, but like, that's the thing about honoring is that you tell the truth. Jin promised not to lie to her, even.
True,
So,
but
he
is
does have
lying by omission?
Yes, exactly. He likely has ulterior motives. He's just not bringing them up.
Yeah. So my personal concern is that like Ash isn't like feeling as bad as she normally does, and because of that, like she's going to get addicted to using her powers, and then all of a sudden, oh, where did the rest of my humanity go?
So you're saying it's kind of like that poison medicine from Inuyasha that Miroku took.
Yes.
Yes.
I sure wish I understood any of those words.
Sorry. No, I'm just like, because we don't know, like, we really don't know if Jin is like friendly with Ash for the sake of being friendly with Ash, or if he's friendly with her for the sake of helping out her Spiritfolk.
Hmm.
We don't know, and that makes me very wary of anything like that has to do with her magic and like him interacting with it.
I love Jin. He's such a smug.
Oh yeah, he's a great character, but I don't trust him.
When we were
Defense Squad.
we had a discussion like a couple days ago where we were like going through, it was more than a week ago actually, where we were going through like a bunch of stuff that Jin had said, like, does he know that Zelvetta is the one in the woods? And like all of it is just like, dang it, Jin, can you answer a question straightforwardly for once?
Jin is like the
don't know,
master
can
of double
you?
talk. Even more than Marcus. He's the master of double talk.
Mm-hmm. And like, we decided that he probably knows it's Zelvetta.
Probably.
Probably.
Ash gets to yell at him when they meet up again, though.
Who is Zelvetta or Jin?
Both.
Both. Jinx.
Jay said that he wants to talk about Zelvetta and Jin's relationship, and I'm so desperate to know of it. I am so desperate.
I know. If we don't find out in the arc, though, we could interrogate Jay later, though.
Yes,
It's true.
but still, I need to know. It's like I can't not know.
We know you need to know, Elfy.
Yeah, I need to know all the things as well, but mostly I want to know all of the world building bullshit.
Like,
Speaking of world building, we got to learn about Ash's history a little more. Sort of.
a little.
A little bit. And Thog.
Yeah, like, Thog, have you actually been hit by a cannon? How do you know what one feels like?
He's been tossed in a lake with cement. Like, what in the world?
I mean,
I
let
feel so
me
bad
amend
for
that.
him
He's
now.
been hit by a cannonball. I do not think Dog has been physically hit by a cannon.
I don't know. Oh my god.
Who knows?
What if some random strong guy just comes up and swinging a cannon around and just gets him in the ribs or something?
I just imagine like Colvin coming in now using a cannon
That is
like a baseball.
exactly what I imagined. Oh. I want to see a picture of Colvin swinging a cannon around now. Dang it!
Anyways.
Awkwardly long silence I'm going to have to cut later.
Mead information. We know more about that.
Yes.
Yeah. They are hard isolationists.
So very hard isolationists.
And Ash's job is confirmed to be to get rid of anyone who tries to come on the island.
For
Mhm.
any reason, even though apparently now they have a trade agreement with Valoran.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess they don't have Ash around to keep him away anymore, so might as well be on their good side.
Yes.
Oh, did Ash? No, I don't think so. Did she ever have to keep anyone away? Like, did anyone ever show up? I don't think they did, though, so.
Yeah.
She kind of almost implied it, maybe, but I'm not sure.
But she didn't have to do much murdering.
Much.
She's just murder. Like, she sinks a few ship, but she compartmentalizes it as not murder because it's just the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, know about
you know, if someone knows about this hard isolationist country that kills anyone who approaches their shores, how many people do you think she has to worry about?
not many.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, again, like, if it's... Like, even though they're isolationists, I imagine they went to sea quite often. I don't think many people would even reach, like, the shore. Let alone... Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, Ash does long-distance golem hand summoning or something. She's just standing on the beach, and there's the guy's boat, and all of a sudden this golem arm out of nowhere starts picking him up and drinking them.
So great. And like, oh god, like, it just, it would be so cool to see that, but at the same time I really don't want to, because Ash, maybe protect yourself.
It's the worst conundrum.
I also find it, like, really interesting that she didn't use any of the stone golem hand power stuff while fighting Zelvetta.
Yeah, like, I would have thought that she would have brought that out, if only to get him to stay still.
Yeah, but no,
Right.
all she used during that whole thing was healing and like 2 guidances.
She also apparently had a enhanced speed there for a little while at the end.
I think that was from the mask.
Yeah, it was from the mask.
Yeah.
But it was still.
I'm wondering though, like, maybe she wasn't using the golem hand because she wanted to save most of her energy for healing Iggy, because he was kind of on the brink, and that, I mean, Gregor cut in half by Sir Dunstan. We all know how much that took.
Mm-hmm.
But she has leveled up since then. So, I mean, but it's still really...
Mm-hmm. Especially because her magic is not permanent. It's like... It
holds
does
them
something,
together
but
enough
it's not...
to live for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as we've seen, it always looks to be permanent, except in the case of Gregor, but, like...
Well, it's more so that it holds together long enough for... It's like... It's almost like stitches. Like, it holds together long enough for the body to do most of the work, but it's not going to really help with that if you're, like, you know... Like, your wounds keep tearing open again, which is why she had to do more to heal Gregor, just because, like... Yeah, she could help with the wounds, but, like, they were in no state to stay closed.
Well, remember, she also said that the magic just wouldn't stick, and the skin was starting to rot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I'm still wondering if Gregor doesn't have some sort of weirdness about him, which I'm pretty sure there is that Jay is not telling us. I want to know.
I wonder if whatever weirdness Gregor has, if Aaron might share that, and it winds up being an Outriders thing.
Well,
that would be interesting.
The Horvin did call Aaron anathema, which means, like, cursed. So, for all we know, Gregor is cursed, and, like, that's why Vern's curse didn't do anything.
Can it also mean, like, Bane or something? Like...
Yeah, it can also mean, like, someone who is looked down on by a church.
I would think, though, like, if Gregor was like Aaron and, like, Horvin can see that, I would think that he would, like, say something at the very least to Ash, like, hey, Ash, by the way, you might not know this, but your friend might kind of be sort of cursed. I mean, I'd want to tell someone about that if I knew that their friend was, you know, cursed, possibly prone to going crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you know.
It's Gregor. He just kind of rolls with it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I don't want my poor sweet cinnamon roll to be hurt.
Oh yeah, Gregor's confirmed to be friends with Aaron.
Yeah.
Like they were friends in the Outriders.
And he thinks she's dead.
Yep.
So that's gonna go interestingly whenever it becomes relevant.
So
Everyone just thinks everyone is dead, and it's gonna... I'm also interested in when her and Gregor and Ash all meet together, and Aaron's like, how are you alive? I cut you in half. And then Gregor is gonna be like, why did you try to kill my friend?
Yep. Keep in mind, this is now a recurring problem for Gregor, where two of his closest friends have attempted to murder Ash.
I know!
Yep. Well,
And he's not even aware of it yet.
nope.
Of either of them, no.
I know! Ah!
I really wonder if, like, someone described Aaron as she was, like, in the Heart Pillar Chamber to him. Because, you know, Kirlos, way back when, his description was kind of really, really vague. Like, I wonder if Gregor would go, wait, my friend is alive? Or if he would just be like, huh, they sound like my friend, but that can't be right.
I feel like it would be that. I feel like he'd be like, oh, I used to know a redhead, but I mean, she's dead, so.
She's gone now.
God, this is, Jay said hopefully they'll be done by, like, mid-June. But
Mid to
this
late
is,
June,
like,
yeah.
But this is, like, such a like, giant crash waiting to happen. I don't know how much it's going to actually be resolved in a month or not.
At the very least, it should be done by Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
True.
If not, then we will all fight them.
Yes.
Yes.
Please, 3W, get Nine Shrines Adventure and Dines back home before Gen Con.
That reminds me,
I want to see the take that again.
there was an episode of, I think there's several episodes of our PPR podcast that has fallen on them, but I was listening to one and they were talking about like character relationships, like both PCs and NPCs, like more like the romantic side of things. And at one point they were talking about how Batman is a genre, not like a character. Like, and they were like, well, you know, he's got like the Bat Cave, you know, like wherever everyone always goes to. And Foss was like, oh yeah, we have one of those.
Except no, because they haven't been back in a year, over a year.
That kind of reminds me of something I was thinking earlier today, though. Like, Kier's parents are dead. Gregor's parents are dead. Twice over, because he had two families, technically.
Mm-hmm.
And both Marcus and Ash have dead moms.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is Batman. Except for Don't, who is Batgirl.
I mean, they could also be like Spider-Man. Like, I think Kier would make a good Spider-Man.
He seems like the kind of person.
Like, there is a
Especially considering that, like, originally Spider-Man, like, made his web slingers. It wasn't just, like, a power.
he does in most universes.
Yeah.
And then depending on it, usually something like Venom allows him to do it like naturally.
Right.
There's there's a fic I keep meaning to write. I've been meaning to write it for like months and I've not sat down and done it, but it's about Kier as a superhero and he's raised by his aunt Kylie. Because I can't pass up that freaking opportunity. Are you kidding me?
That is perfect.
Oh my god.
Do we want to talk about the supplement briefly at all?
Yes.
You guys can talk, I'll listen and comment.
It was a really freaking good
Same.
supplement about I forget the spirit's name, but it was about a spirit who came
Berithian?
Yeah, Berithian. Who came to like a world and like a bunch of other spirits and how they like first experience what death is. Like they see death and they're like, this is a world where things die. What's up with that?
Yeah.
And just kind of this gradual thing of I am a spirit, I'm super cool, I live all these lives. Really, really, really well written. And
Yeah.
then like slowly growing older and
Living more lives and
evolving as a person. And there's a very large chance it's like the area of Karavia and Honorant. Like,
yes.
they mentioned Telvillian at one point.
Yeah, they mentioned Telvillian, and they mentioned that, like, when they first show up, it's, like, very swampy ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just, oh my god, I was in love with this. Was it Matt that wrote this
It
one?
was Matt, yes.
Yes. Matt, holy fuck, that whole section with the different lives, that was really well written. I just like started crying halfway through it, but it was like good crying. Like it felt nice to read that. Like it felt cleansing.
And
you
it
know?
more or less implies that spirits are otherworldly, if not like otherplanarly, like even just like beyond that. Like they came from another world where things don't die.
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like the ending is kind of open ended, but I guess it's kind of implied that they became a wisp and were going to be reborn because of the. So they might be a character, and we just don't know about it. Who knows?
Yeah. What's really especially interesting to me though is that Berithian has a friend, Felix. That I have no idea.
I don't know how to say that the end of it. It would be like it's spelled Fioux.
So Theo, I guess.
I would think Theo, like you know how faux is pronounced Faux. Like,
yeah.
It might be a Frenchy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Theo is interesting because they're there and they don't what's the word? They don't reincarnate at all. They're just the same throughout. And they get older, they get bigger. Like we don't have too much of a description at the start, but at the end of it, Berithian says that they that Theo seems like they're made out of stone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like some change there, but without actually reincarnating. And Theo says something about like being tired and that they're and then there's a lot of weirdness with their like home with like the aura of it basically. And it's really interesting because I got the vibe that somehow Theo was choosing not to reincarnate somehow. Like they were about to actually die, but I don't know. Like I could just be reading too much into it and looking for something that isn't there.
There is some description of it can be pronounced foo because like the same word with an S is pronounced Sue. But they have a great scaly neck, 3 glittering eyes, gemstone teeth, like resting between mountains, mammoth claws.
Yeah, they're a cool character. I'm wondering, like, since it's heavily implied that like that'll happen around Arendt, and Jim mentioned a spirit at the fort at Fort of Sunder, and considering the whole stone thing, I'm wondering if Theo didn't like wind up there or like part of their body, or if they like reincarnated
what if he
something
is
there.
the stones?
Yeah, exactly.
What if the fort is him?
Them.
Exactly.
Because he's so big.
Them.
Hogwarts fort.
So, they're also Theo's name. They go by like various, like Berithian is Seeker of Winds, I think, and Theo is Keeper of Truths because they do like fortune telling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really.
It's so good.
It is. It was, like I said, it's really well written, and considering the explicit info we do get, that the spirits do, like, not come from whatever the planet Thrilling Intent is taking place at.
We still need a friggin' name. It's been, like, more than a year.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Come on, Jay. Give it to us.
Does he have one?
It has one, we just don't know what it is, because he said he wants to reveal it in universe, but no one in universe has asked.
Or had to say it. Like, no one's... Like, just... God damn it, someone used a phrase that's
Like-
akin to by God's green earth or something. Like
Like-
come on.
Like, I think Marcus knows. I think he said Marcus probably knows because he's from outside the Free Isles.
Mm-hmm.
So.
People in the Free Isles wouldn't know what the world's called?
Well, I mean, like, Ash doesn't.
Kier
Yeah, but
wouldn't.
Ash lived on an isolationalist island that wants nothing to do with the rest of the world.
I'm
So.
gonna see if I can.
Ian knows too, probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Ian knows everything
see
and
if I
refuses to tell.
Find.
Which, oh my god, Dunstan crashing through the pile of murderous rocks.
Yes,
Right?
the pile of murderous rocks is no more. It
They've
now
been
may or may not be
murdered!
a pile of murderous gravel.
Yep. I love it. Like just the fact that he crashes through, he doesn't even try and go around, just straight through it.
I like imagining the expression on Indian's face as this is all occurring.
Third on stand!
Just
Raw.
I imagine Indian is either like she's either thinking pure murder or she's just like make it stop, please.
She
I
either
feel like-
smug or
I feel like she's
horrified.
either quietly resigned or somehow has fallen asleep.
I
That
vote
works
for
too.
either smug or horrified.
Yeah.
Actually, falling asleep would make sense.
True, yeah. She is a cat in human form.
Mm-hmm.
She will attack your fingers if you try to pet her.
Yes.
Which makes it even more fitting that I'm going to be cosplaying her.
Yay.
And briefly glancing back at the supplements, we had like a. I love talking about magic. I love speculating about magic because
Magic in this world is so cool.
it seems likely that the arrival of the spirits would have caused the division of magic into arcane and divine, as apparently is what it is implied occurred.
Uh-huh.
Like, either like I see it as either like maybe magic was split to compensate for the sudden influx of otherworldly magic, or like it was more of an explosion or like entropy or something like that, like a degradation. Like there has to be
And
something
is
that
split up
caused
into
it.
continents.
Yeah. Because arcane magic is very specific in that it's different in how it is different from spirit magic, but also that it is like the hard opposite. Like that is how you kill a spirit with arcane magic. That's how hard of an opposite it is.
If that's the case, why doesn't divine magic do extra damage against arcane users?
Well, it could be more of a like a balancing measure.
Marcus had a sort of allergic reaction when he drank
Yeah.
the spirit's blood.
Yeah, they said that Eos doesn't work too well with you wizardly types.
That's more though like he's trying to use divine magic when he's got arcane magic, and it's like the two magics just don't want to mix, like oil and water.
And that also that if spirits are otherworldly and Zeth are like the like natural predators of spirits, are they like the pest control to like otherworldly pests or something? Like it's such a they have to be related in some manner simply because of how they work.
Or maybe they like the Borg.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Assimilate the Borg. You know, from Star Trek, like they're
No,
going
I've
around trying
never
to
watched
assimilate.
Star Trek.
Okay, so
I
basically-
haven't watched either, but I know what you're talking about, Willow.
Basically, they're these weird cyborg people that all work off of a hive mind. Their one purpose in existence is to go around and assimilate all living creatures to become the Borg. And one of their things is like every time they encounter something or they assimilate something, they can always adapt to it right away.
It's interesting because in one of the emails, Jay implies that there is to like an extent like that, like it says the way the Zeth share, which kind of implies that maybe not necessarily like a hive mind, but there is a connection between them. Because, like, Narn is their own person. Druggy?
There's a lot to pick apart here. God, I wish I could, like, actually write decent meta because there's so much here.
Also, there was a random theory in chat that the tomatoes are an infectious hive mind.
I just love world building. I love so much about TI.
I know!
I'm so
This is
excited
an
for
awesome world
answers.
to build.
I'm so excited to come up with stupid opportunities to fight Jay for answers in person.
I will pay to see that.
You thirst for the knowledge and you thirst for the truth.
Mostly, I just want to watch him fight.
And that was also just briefly something that I mentioned a while back that I only remembered / refound recently, is that Marcus is from outside the Free Isles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
I completely forgot about it, and then I was like, wait a minute. So,
Yeah.
and it's implied that Annie is either from outside the Free Isles or has gone to outside the Free Isles and probably stayed there for a period of time. She likes tea from there and is sad that there's none in the Free Isles.
Aw. Poor tea witch.
Oh yeah, about Inian. You know how Fury was naming people after vegetables and stuff?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You are a potato.
That was in the last 2 episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the last one. It's awesome.
Yes. I just, oh my god, Fury is good at Anorian wrestling, apparently.
All
Great.
hail Queen Fury. Well, it's not
Yes,
just, it's not
all
just
hail.
Hail.
it's not just like she's good at Anorian arm wrestling. She could beat you in like an actual like genuine arm wrestling match. Not just a Jinkala wrestling match.
I just love that she gets everyone to start thinking they're vegetables and then she uses it as a threat. I love
I'm
it.
just a potato. I belong in the dirt. I'm just a potato.
Based on my current observations, I could make you believe that you're spaghetti. Which is a little redundant because Horvin already clarified that Marcus is spaghetti.
You wanna go, spaghetti man? I will ignore your pasta-based slurs.
It's the best.
Yep. But yeah, just Fury. Oh god, I love Fury so much. She's like that character that I would probably forget about if I had to start listing my faves. But if someone pointed out, I'd be like, oh yeah, she needs to be in here.
Somewhere. We'll shove her in like a 0.5 position somewhere.
So I assume that in like the next episode is probably going to be when they either they teleport or at the least Dunstan gets to where he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a very skewed mental map, but I'm guessing that east of Jinkala is like the Banlands, and then north is Yocho, and then further north is Karavia.
We gotta bug Jay for a map of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, even if it's a really poorly drawn one, just one that gets the point across. Like, I would not
Jay,
be
tell us where
disappointed.
we
I
are.
would not be
Not
disappointed.
one of Jin's. Not one of Jin's maps.
No, I
though.
was gonna say I would not be disappointed with one of those because it would at least indicate which direction things are in.
True.
Yeah.
Upper lip.
I don't know. The wisp that Zelvetta had.
Mm-hmm.
Just that. I don't know. Whatever. That it's something, but it's not like.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with it. It's just it's weird.
I keep thinking he's like a vampire now.
It also
Hey,
proves that
Dracula.
Elfie's right.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that makes me very much question how a half spirit is like born.
Yeah.
Like, do you get like a pre-existing wisp? How does that work?
Jay never explained it. He just said it's more intense or more involved
Yes.
than human reproduction.
That is what Jin
So we
said.
don't know.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like it probably ties into a whole like humans are special sort of thing. It can do crazy shit just because we're humans, but
Please imagine baby Zelvetta asking Jin where babies come from. Jin is like
Jin
a
opens a cabinet. Where don't they come from? Pulls one out.
well, oh my god, that's great. I can totally see him doing that, but also just imagine him fumbling through. Well, when a witch decides that it wants to live again. Like, oh my god, and just completely like ignoring the human half of what you should be like. Oh
I imagine Jin getting out like a chalkboard or something.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then he goes to the spirits, and then he goes to the humans, and baby Zelvetta's like, so where did I come from? And Jin just kind of pauses like, I'll tell you when you're older.
Or he just makes up some random overly complicated bullshit and just confuses the kid even more.
I found you in a watermelon.
Oh my god. Or akin to that, he feeds him some bullshit that makes it seem like he was found like in like a spot of moonlight on the darkest of dark nights under like trees that form an arch. Just something that makes Zelvetta think he has a grand destiny or something. Like just to screw with him.
Oh jeez. My
Oh,
face
thank-
hurts from smiling at that. Oh my god.
Oh god, imagine Horvath having to give him that talk.
Oh my goodness! That would explain why Zelvetta is constantly trying to kill Horvin if Horvin didn't give a good answer.
That reminds me, I talked about literally all of this with someone else today, and I don't remember what I've said on the podcast and what I haven't. Yes, we did briefly touch on it, I think, about like who Zelvetta's parents would be. I think it's either Kyron or Tenwi.
Yeah.
Like we know it can't be Jin because he specified it was a friend of his, and like again, Jin tells the truth.
Seriously though, if it was Telbillion.
Yeah. I'm just oh my god. Yeah, like I said, I think it's just flat out like I have no guesses beyond it's one of the clan spirits.
Probably.
We haven't been given many spirits other than the clan leaders in Tovillion.
Yeah.
And Lord Pyrathum. Who is dead now.
Yeah.
I don't think I like Zelvetta is scary, but I don't think
Pyrathum would
sort of
stop
make
eating
sense.
humans long enough to fall in love with one of the humans.
Exactly.
Probably.
Mhm.
Also, I couldn't see Jin being friends with Lord Pyrathum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, even if the band did go there to protect him.
Mhm. I think that's more of a I want to protect fellow spirits than I'm friends with this spirit and want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I would think so. Also,
Um,
maybe just despite the Enorians, so like, stop putting us in your freaky spirit prison.
It would also make sense that, like, because we know that Tenwi and Jin at least had a bond of brotherhood. And
Right.
possibly the other clan spirits, which would be like, so if one of them was Zelvetta's parent, it would be effectively like his uncle.
Yeah.
No matter how I think of it, I cannot imagine Jin being a good guardian in any sense of the word. Like,
Right.
Like I said it. I forget who I was talking to. I want to say Stevie, where it's like, Stevie or Sophia, like, you know, can I go play with your friends? Can I go play with my friends? I don't know. Can you? May I go play with your with my friends?
I don't know.
May you?
Oh my god. I no wonder, like, Zelvetta is so, like, bad at morality if Jin's one that brought him up, you know?
Yes.
Jin's like the wine uncle. He's probably like drinking half the time he was raising Zelvetta.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh my god.
And the other half the time he was in the bath.
Oh my god. That's yeah, pretty much.
Zelvetta's a buoyant tiny murder ninja.
Yes, he is. And his hair is apparently slightly green now.
Yeah.
He already
dyed green.
He already hit his face on rocks once, and now he's hit it on them like 10 more times.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Gonna need to
And
fix his
Ash
face.
got her kick in. She kicked him before he got tossed in the brush.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
And just I love Thog. Like, Thog is so, like, he's so jaded that none of this is really bothering him. I love his summation of, oh yeah, we have 4 people alive, we're meeting quota. Like, Thog, what the hell, dude?
Half of my notes are Thog quotes. It's like, it's just what happened.
Wasn't it, though, Ash's quota, though? Because she said that she and a couple people go out on the islands. Or the island.
Well, she
I might
said
be
that she's used to protecting only a small group. And then Thog's like, yeah, only about 4, and we have 4 now. Guess we're meeting quota.
Yeah.
Because the main group is 3 people.
Pre-Shrouded Isles arc, it was just the 3 of them, and then after that, they only ever brought Thog or Kier along. It was never both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh god, Thug, what in his like a ditch sense, and it's like how much of that is more from having to find ditches to hide in, and how much of it is from throwing people into them?
That is a
That's
very
my
good
note.
question.
Probably both. Both is probably the correct
Probably.
answer.
Probably. I'm just worried though, like, he had cement shoes a couple of times. How
Yeah.
did he get out of that?
Like,
Very carefully.
the sledgehammer.
He shot the shoes? I don't know.
Sledgehammer.
If it
Underwater?
works in the shadow, that does not work in real life. Mythbusters myth-busted that.
Yeah, like, he says he's lost thugs all the time, but what missions is Meadshire sending him on that he loses this many thugs every time?
Sheep.
Yep,
You also-
remember though, he did have a life before Meadshire. It's probably that, from when he was in a gang or whatever.
Sheep.
Oh yeah.
Even that, it's Meadshire. People are gonna die one way or another.
The sheep are deadly.
Mm-hmm.
The danger is real, and there's no sheep involved.
Zelvetta will probably be alright though, so like, you know, I think he more or less just has to wake up.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in the next episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
It's-
Probably not
no,
gonna
I mean,
show up for
he's
one.
gonna come back for blood.
It's
I would love if he winds up like following them around the Free Isles. like he really wants to stab Ash and be done with her, and then he wants to go hang out with his like best friend boyfriend sort of deal.
Oh yeah, like he's just in the brush planning to shoot Ash or something, and then Gregor shows up and gets in the way every single time.
I'm really enamored now with the idea that he goes along on like an adventure, and every time he can like get the chance, he tries to get Ash alone so he can kill her without Gregor noticing.
Oh my god.
He just like
Just a-
pulls her into a bush, knocks her out, and then takes her place. And Gregor's like, "Huh? Oh, hi, Zelvetta. Where's Ash?" And he's like, "I don't know.
Oh my god.
Can I come on an adventure with you?"
Oh my
Or he
god.
keeps doing the like "I'm watching you" thing from across the room.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's
He's
just like
menacing her Batman style.
menacing from across the room, outside the windows of the bar, just staring in. just menacing from afar.
Creeping, just like Narn was.
I just want Nine Shards Adventure and Nines to just become like the place for everyone to gather that they become friends with.
Yes.
Like, just it doesn't matter if they only met them like once, like all the way across the Free Isles. They're going to show up there at some point and start living there. Please.
They still need to like make themselves bedrooms or something in there. In
Oh
that farm.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I forget what they said about Gregor, but Ash has her like secret tree home place, and Kier has his house, and Marcus sleeps under the bar, I think.
Yeah. And I'm
Usually
pretty sure
sleeps near the
Thog
bar.
sleeps in that little alcove where there's the table and there's the walls around it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or
Gregor,
at least uses it as an office, so.
I think Gregor mentioned sleeping under the tables.
Yeah, he still sleeps under the tables.
I still feel bad they couldn't bring the apparently super comfy table with them.
Yeah.
I still want to believe that it's a plastic table. Like, just a plastic foldable table, but it's so much nicer than their tables.
Good.
I'm just wondering, like, how bad are their tables, and why don't they fix them?
I'm wondering how good Colfis's table was, because like no one else says, like they don't start freaking out every time they walk into a different bar about how good the tables are.
I know! Them and their crazy wood obsession.
Were you about to say something, Stevie? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say to the whole table situation of like why don't they just get it fixed? Thog is cheap. 2, Inian sat on a stool and broke it. I mean,
True.
everything is so brittle in that bar.
Like, some
Yeah,
of that
the
stuff
whole
is like
place-
500 years old by this point.
And
True.
yet in the banner they're all shown sitting at it like no problems whatsoever. No one's like willing to stay up.
Yeah, what you don't see is beneath the counters, they're all sitting on imps.
Oh god. See,
What
except I
if-
don't think Ash would willingly touch one of them.
Okay, she's on a bar stool, everyone else is on imps. Obviously.
Yeah.
Marcus
if,
is mastering the air chair.
Yeah. What if when they get back, Ash uses the mask and is just like using Shin's power to just completely redo the bar so it's actually like functional as a building.
If I wasn't worried about the state of her humanity, then yes.
I'm just
Right.
thinking like though if the mask like saps off of completely off of Shin's power, I feel like she would do it just to spite him. And also to have a roof that's not leaky.
I like the idea of Jin going to the Shrouded Isles to like see Killo for some reason, and then being like, "Hey, while you're here, would you make us a house, like a better one?" And he just kind of stares them down.
He'd probably do it though, just because he loves to show off his powers.
Well, I
And
wonder,
just make them owe him a favor.
I wonder how Jin would
Interior
react
designer.
to Marcus, because like he's not fully human, but like I can't imagine Jin liking arcane magic users at all. Like,
Yeah.
arcane magic was basically banned and honored for a very long time.
This is true.
Jin just squinting at Marcus going, huh.
He hasn't ever actually seen or met Marcus, because Marcus wasn't there with the laser bear either.
Nope.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. Huh.
Jin is basically Marcus and Morin combined though, so I feel like they would get along on some level.
I mean,
Some.
just because they're similar doesn't mean they're going to get along anymore. Like, Jay said something that was like, if Inian met Jin, she would just have him instantly in a headlock, and Jin
Yeah.
wouldn't care.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah. I want to see that.
I'm imagining, basically Inian is a dog just like ripping at Jin's pant leg, and he's just like, "It's okay." Like, Is that all you got?
And it would be like a small terrier.
Little rat terrier who is
Yes.
annoying and obnoxious and
Someone
kind of
didn't train her well.
reminds me of my dog. Anyway.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I just really love the line of what's it called? Of was it just Thog's absolute bareness at like, oh, if someone started shooting cannons at Meadshire, like I wouldn't be upset by that.
I'd be applauding.
We
Yes,
all
thank
want to
you.
see Meadshire just brought down to the ground.
I'd be applauding. I would think you would
And
feel
then below sea
similarly
level.
about Mead. Like, yes, thank you for helping me feel like okay with the fact that I hate my hometown a whole bunch. Like,
Right?
you're kind of an asshole, Dog, but thank you. I will take like having a character believe this as well.
Hmm. I feel like Meadshire needs to go the way of Atlantis.
I feel like someone needs to relocate the adventurers because they don't deserve to have so much like shit happen to them and like lose all of
Yeah.
their life savings.
True.
Yeah. A little bit of all of their life savings, I should say.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just burn it to the ground.
Some of your entire life savings.
God, I think that's the line that just sold me on it when I started watching was, just for the small price of some of all of your life savings, like. No.
Yeah.
If you'd like to listen to more episodes of the podcast, you can find us at spiritfolksaturdays.tumblr.com. If you want to join the TI Skype chat, feel free to shoot us an ask with your Skype name. We'd be happy to have you. Thanks for listening. We'll see everybody next week. Bye!